And then you joined it.
I almost started singing the thing from Crazy Frog. I don't know why that popped into my head.
You know how that fucking frog said it.
Can I finish my point, please?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 50 of the Thought Patrol podcast. We have, I guess you could say, in numbers, hit. Well, I guess 52 would be a year, but we're close to a year. We've already talked about that. We celebrated that and did all that. But we are back again, and I'm joined by Caitlyn.
What's up, guys?
And Tyler over Discord.
Yo, yo, yo.
So these will be your three hosts for the evening. And we just come back to say... What? I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. But we recently went on vacation. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. That's why it's been so quiet over the past week. We've been out of town. And yeah, that's about it. So let's get started with everyone's week. So Tyler, how have you been? How's everything going with you?
I have been good. It has been a very interesting week. As I mentioned on the last podcast, I was finishing up my pump operations course, so I did that. I got my certificate, and now I have to go ahead and sign up for a state test to be state certified to be able to pump a fire truck. And today I was actually not going to make it to the podcast. However, due to a certain event that occurred last night while on...
One can say divine intervention.
Quite possibly, or just stupidity. You could take it however you like. So, last night, we got back from a call, and it was actually right across the street, too, so, we could have just practically walked there. But anyway, so we got back, and it was right around bedtime. So I'm slightly tired, too, so, I kind of use that as the excuse. So, we're going to restock, so there's a cabinet that has a bunch of medical supplies and whatnot, so we're going to restock, and I go to take out one of the medical bins to get some stuff. Particularly a razor, because this dude had a hairy ass chest, so we had to shave some of his hair off to put some stickers on him, some electrodes.
That sounds hot.
Oh yeah. No shaving cream either. You just fucking go dry.
Was he like out and you were resuscitating him? You had to shave him first?
No. Not that at all. So we're just trying to check out his heart, and so we're getting what's called a 4-lead. You can also put a 12-lead on them too. I don't know if you ever heard of electrocardiogram, an EKG or ECG.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. So it monitors your heart and kind of sees how everything's going on. If the heart's acting right, if everything's kind of pumping efficiently and effectively. So in order to check that, you have to put these little stickers on certain parts of the body. My mind just could not.
It's getting more and more erotic as we talk about it.
Yes. So we had to go and if it's generally in the chest area, like the upper torso. So if they're rather hairy, you have to actually go ahead and try to remove that hair to have that sticker effect. Otherwise, they won't be able to get a proper reading, because it won't be on the body. So, anyways. I had to go, and like I said, I had to get a razor and some other stuff out of the pack. So out of this little tote, there are zip ties as a lock mechanism. So I go take out my knife, and I go to kind of pop it open, and I guess I don't know what I did. It all happened so fast, and my senior firefighter was behind me too. So he saw the whole thing. I gotta ask him again as to what exactly happened, because I have no fucking clue how the hell it happened. So, anyways, pretty much the knife slipped off the zip tie because I was probably in a weird position. The way I was kind of thrusting the knife to open it up, I should have popped it a certain way, but I went kind of more straight, and my left hand was kind of out in front of it, holding the box toward the top end, so I can kind of push that in while stab. And so the knife slips and stabs me right in the fucking thumb. So, and it all happened so fast. I was like, oh, well, the zip tie came off. So I took the zip tie off, and I look at my hand, and it's red. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, fuck. fuck. I probably said fuck like 3 times after I said one big loud fuck. And then so I go like instantly like apply pressure and blood is just spewing out. And like, Kyle, I know you're not a fan of blood or like in particular your own blood, but there was a lot of just fluids coming out of my
just a mess.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, this is it. This is how I go.
Hit a major artery in the thumb.
Yeah, my radial artery technically, but I don't think it goes all the way to your thumb, but it's on that side. Anyway, so I apply pressure. I'm just like, motherfucker, it doesn't hurt at all. So I'm like waiting for it to hurt. I start moving it, and also I don't know how deep the cut is yet. I just know because there's blood everywhere, so I can't tell until I get like some paper towels to kind of like clean it off. And I'm wrenching under some water, and I go to look at it, and all of a sudden I look in and I see a hole in my fucking thumb. There was a hole. Like I go like flex my I flex my thumb out, and I just like it just like opens up more. Like I'm like, oh,
okay.
You can stop. You can stop now.
You've been given permission to stop the details.
So, bottom line is, I had to go to the hospital to get it
that shit stitched up.
They told me to like just go home afterwards. Like you're just pathetic. And no, I'm kidding. It did suck. I was rather upset because of I had picked up the overtime shift, so I was gonna make some good money, and I was excited.
That dope.
Because I was going to a different station to like that I've been at before, but haven't worked on or worked at. So yeah, I got stitches like and. Got out like a little after 1 o'clock, went home, like knocked the fuck out. And I'm just keeping it clean right now. But yeah, I got 6 stitches on my fucking thumb here. So I'm giving you a thumbs up right now with that hand, but you just can't see it. It's kind of, I'm honestly a little worried because like, they told me not to move my thumb a whole lot, but like the one thing that they were concerned about was if the tendon had been cut or severed.
All right. Again.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Imagine that. I could go on about that, but like, I mean, the whole time I was kind of like, "Wow, this is kind of cool," but at the same time, I sucked ass. Like,
yeah,
the only painful part was when, and I'm just like continuing. The only painful part was when the dude had to jab me with the needle with like that shit that like numbs your like it numbs around the area, so they had to continuously jab the wound site. Like all the way around it, and it just fucking was like, zzz, 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 and I was like, ugh. I was like squeezing. I remember squeezing like my torso. I was just grabbing something to hold on to. But yeah,
don't throw up,
Kyle.
Just breathe.
That's all right, Kyle. But my whole fucking thumb was numb though. That was pretty cool. Like for the rest of the night. It still kind of is. So, but yeah, that's what happened. So, the major. There's 3 major cons. One, I can't play video games. Unless I
can't jerk off.
Well, yeah, it's true. I am a lefty too.
Oh no! The battle's been lost.
All joking aside, though, yeah, I can't play video games. I can't play guitar, which I mean, like that one really hurts me. And then part of the biggest one is like I can't do full shift work. I can't,
Yeah.
So they're putting me on light duty for
sucks.
about a week and a half or so. So I'm gonna have to do fucking filing and paperwork shit like at like their employee services or like logistics center. So I don't know. I gotta figure that out. My chief has to let me know. But so yeah, I have to work a fucking 9 to 5 job now.
Aww.
For Monday through Friday. God, it sucks, right? Like so that's pretty much it now. So I'm just I'm very injury prone. Like, mind you, I somehow end up doing shit. I have never broken a bone ever before. I've just gotten certain injuries, but I never like broken something where it's like super long term. But I mean, I always do something like this. But this is this fucking sucks.
I'm sure it does, man.
So yep. But it is what it is. Live and learn, I guess, right?
Exactly.
I'll laugh about it down the road.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'll tell my kids. Yeah, your
old
Pappy,
Poppy. Yeah,
Pappy was he was quite the trooper back in his day, fucking stabbing himself. Yeah.
So before this whole incident, did you manage to do anything, like video game wise? We're still on the Fortnite train.
No, I haven't played video games in a while.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, it's
slacking,
but
dude.
Well, because of the schooling, like that's what took up most of my time, like that whole week, Monday through Friday, like all day, every day, just pump ops and shit like that. And then we had our final that I was studying for. I was getting like slightly stressed over, but it wasn't that hard at all. They just had like a written, a math portion, and then a like a written multiple choice, a math portion, and then the practical, like do it outside and like scenario based. So it was cool. It was just a little nerve wracking.
All right.
But like I passed with flying colors. So yeah, that was literally I had like a pretty much a like a fucking grind week, if you will.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So as I said earlier, we did get back from vacation. We went to the Land of Magic and Wonder, Walt Disney World, and it was a blast. What we're going to do, I was thinking about ways we could talk about it instead of us just rambling. That would make it sound interesting. Is I'll probably because we were there for 4 days. Well, we were technically in Orlando for
A
week because we had a timeshare.
It's a long time.
And 4 of those days we went to the parks. And we kind of just basically combed through all of what Disney had to offer because we hadn't been in, 15 years?
Yeah.
A long-ass time it's been since we've been to Disney. So we went back, and it was really fun. And the one thing is, we're both older, and you kind of see that looking at Disney, looking at
I like dragged the mic across my arm. I almost go reach for my remote. And then like you start to like gimmer or like laugh. I'm like, oh fuck, that's probably me. Apologies. Go ahead. Go on.
So we ended up over the 4 days. We went to had to cut us back in. We went to Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and we went to Magic Kingdom twice basically because we wanted to see the fireworks show at the end of the day. And one thing that I kind of realized about Disney is it's cool, especially if you're a Disney fan and being able to see everything. But one thing that I feel it lacks, and that's because of the theme that they go for, is it's not very thrill-inducing. Like there's other amusement parks that if you want like cool rides, they'll be there. But Disney's more of that feeling of being in like a magical wonderland kind of thing. And everything's child-friendly. Everything's super child friendly, so that it's cool that you're able to bring all your shit on pretty much every ride because none of them flip you. So if you buy something, you can take it. There's no need for lockers besides like the ones where you get wet. So that's cool, but it's just like, besides like, they do a good job with what they do. Like Space Mountain's always really cool. Fucking love Space Mountain. And for the first time we went on Expedition Everest. Well, I did. Caitlyn's been on it once before, but she was like just praising it the whole time, and we finally went on it, and I see why. It was really cool, especially the fact that you go backwards and stuff like that. And now what they'll do, Tyler, is they give you fast passes. But you have they're
like
almost
for
like
free.
Yeah, they're free, but you almost have to like reserve ahead of time. So you get an app that you could install on your phone.
Well, they get you because you, as like someone who has their tickets, you can do fast passes 30 days in advance. But people who stay at the resorts have 60 days to do it in advance, so they get all the good fast passes before.
I mean, if you're already spending the money at the resort, I'm pretty sure you already have like the fast pass all day band thing, however expensive that is.
That's exactly how Universal Studios is. Like if you have the like if you go to buy or you stay at the hotels on the grounds, you get fast passes for free. But I think some of the newer ones that are like cheaper, they don't. But like the other big ones, like the Portofino, the Hard Rock, all those, you get those for free because you spend like a buttload of money just to stay there.
Oh, definitely. So,
like
but yeah,
the least they can do.
So it's almost like you're putting in a reservation for like a restaurant, but it's for a ride instead.
Right.
So, like you have an app that you can download and you do it all through there, and you get 3 a day. So we kind of had a little bit of itinerary going, and we'd visit each of them on time some days. Some days we just skipped the fast pass entirely.
Yeah, because Kyle was an asshole. He didn't want to go on Splash Mountain.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I don't want to get wet.
He's like, I don't want to get wet. And we rode another water ride, and I forgot what it was called.
We did,
is that the reason though?
The Kali River
Yes,
Rapids.
that was the reason.
It wasn't entirely that reason, but it was.
Yeah, right. He's like, I don't want to get wet. And then we wrote a different one. I forgot what it was called.
Kali River Rapids.
Yeah, we wrote that one. He's like,
It's not even
I don't want to
Oh,
get wet. He's like, it's like I'm wearing another shirt. Like, you're not my brother.
Fuck off.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So we're already rambling, and I don't want to waste too much time
Okay,
rambling.
okay.
So I'm thinking what we can do is we'll go over each day and say our favorite thing from that day, and we'll talk about it a bit, just to fill up some podcast time. Again, this will be the last kind of awkward episode, and then when we come back next week, we'll be back to main topics and actually discussing important shit and stuff like that. Or I guess, I don't know, we don't really do that often, but so first day was Magic Kingdom. The first day at Magic Kingdom, what was your favorite thing that happened that day? From memory. I thought Space Mountain was fucking
Space Mountain
fun.
was the best one.
Space Mountain was fun, but it was also fun because we had our whole family. So it was our two parents, it was me and Caitlyn. And just like being sandwiched between Caitlyn and mom, and Mama Thought Patrol losing her goddamn mind on Space Mountain, and then Caitlyn in front of me losing her goddamn mind. And
I was in the front too.
yeah, so it was just a mess of like laughing and screaming as we're in like a dark tunnel.
No, I screamed more than I laughed more than I screamed.
Yeah, we
on
were
that
laughing
ride.
our asses
Oh
off.
my god.
So that was I
That
think
was so funny.
that'd probably be my favorite too from the first day.
Space Mountain's a pretty fun ride.
Yeah.
My first time like going, I was like maybe 5 or 6, and I like got snuck on from what I remember
What?
because I was too short. I was
Oh,
too short
shit.
to ride the ride, but my dad like somehow got me in. Is all I remember. And I just remember as like a kid, like because it's pretty dark like the whole time, right? If I remember
Oh yeah,
correctly.
yeah. You're pretty much in darkness the
I
entire
was
time.
freaking the fuck out. I mean, I loved it, but I was like, "What?"
Like how we cut out.
Trying not to like fucking fly out the ride too. I guess I guess that's the main reason for those small kids. I guess,
Yeah.
not being
Because
able to ride
the
those
bar
rides.
doesn't come all the way down to you, so
Yeah,
you're like kind of
yeah.
loose, so your ass is bouncing up and down on the chair.
I like that feeling.
Yeah, I enjoyed Space Mountain. It's been a while since we've been on it, and it was cool because we got in pretty much every day except the final day. We went into the park when it opened, so we were there at 9. So we got to Space Mountain. It was only like a 5-minute wait, and we just walked straight to the front and rode it, and we were good. And so that was cool.
I don't remember doing anything else that day.
Yeah, everything's a blur because it was pretty much one day after the other.
I have vacation brain
Vacation brain,
right
indeed.
now.
I'm thinking. So next day was Animal Kingdom. Out of the 4 days, what was your favorite day? How about that?
I liked Animal Kingdom the most.
Man, we got I love Epcot because, as we all know, I'm a fucking weeb. So being able to visit like Japan and see some of the shit that they have for sale and just go around, especially this time having money, because the last time we were at Epcot, we were too young. We didn't really have any like balance for us to like buy shit.
God, you're so fucking loud.
Oh man,
God
gotta love
damn
living
it.
with parents, huh? What was I gonna say? But like seeing
You're
Japan,
weird.
and I'm about to go stab this man with a knife. You will hear it on air. This me stabbing my father with a knife.
Ah! Kyle, no.
That's exactly what it
Yeah.
sounds like. But it was cool being in Epcot. So I want to say it's hard because Epcot also had Mission Space, which is a really fucking cool ride because Tyler, they like simulate like you being in a rocket ship launching off of their atmosphere, and the way they do is they put you in like a centrifuge kind of thing. So a big room, and there's like 8 pods, and you sit in with 4 people, and they just spin you like and they basically put you in G-forces, kind of. Not like anything too high to knock you out, but you feel it. Like, you feel your chest compress.
Like, it hurts.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't
because
breathe
they're just
right
spinning
now.
you like
Yeah.
super. It's almost like the training that astronauts actually do, and jet fighters do, just at like a much lower degree for like fun. And they make it where you have like a team of 4, and every person has a role. Although it's not that important, it doesn't actually affect the ride. But there'll be like a captain, a navigator, an engineer, and like I learned the funny way because I like my father was like was he captain or something?
He was the navigator.
He was either captain or navigator, and they're like, you have like 2 buttons in front of you. You like push this button when we tell you to.
And I turn over.
We're in the middle of the ride. We're in the middle of the ride spinning, and all I do is I look over at my dad. Look look over to Dad, and it's like, Navigator, push the button for this, and he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there enjoying the ride all nonchalantly, not doing jack shit.
He's not paying attention.
I'm like, dude, press the fucking button. I almost reached over three seats to press it.
It's a good thing,
for him.
like they push it for him.
Yeah, it doesn't actually affect
Like, you
the
go,
ride.
retard. Let me push it for you.
But it was funny just watching that. We're all like screaming, Navigator, Navigator. We look over and he's just sitting there enjoying the ride.
He's in his hay. Leave him alone. He's happy place.
It was so funny.
But it was really cool, like the spinning and it felt like you were being launched into space. It was really cool.
And that was like the last ride we did, so we were all like really like tired.
Yeah.
And we get on this ride and we're like, what the hell is going on?
It was
now?
right after we visited like the Coke place too. There's a place you can go in Epcot where they have different Cokes from around the world, like the most popular type of Coke. And they have like the Italian Coke, the Japanese Coke, the Mexican Coke, the African Coke, and like the most popular brand from that country. And you could try them all. So we had just gotten from that, like sampling like almost a liter of different types of Coke, and we go on this ride and it like practically makes us sick. It was pretty funny.
That's a throw.
I was thinking about what would happen if you were to puke while you were spinning. I guess since
I don't want to think about that.
no, but like since you're in the centrifuge, everyone's going at the same speed. So if you puke, would it maintain the speed of the pod that you're in, or would the puke, because it's hitting, leaving your body, would it like fly to the left since the pod is spinning, but the puke is like left behind, kind of? You got to talk to Bill Nye or something about this.
What would happen if like you moved your
out.
head?
If you move your head,
Yeah, like they're saying not to.
I mean, it makes you like disorients you.
I was gonna like my head was about to explode or something.
Yeah, you feel like your chest is compressing and stuff like that. It was really cool though, and I'd definitely ride it again. It's fun. I like to see Grandma on that ride. She'd lose her shit.
I think she'd literally die.
She might actually die.
Let's not do that.
So that was cool. I think Epcot was my favorite day.
Animal Kingdom was the
Although
best.
Magic Kingdom, the final day, and seeing the fireworks was really fucking cool. And the way they do
I heard
it
that's
now.
like a separate thing for Magic Kingdom for the fireworks. Like, don't you have to like purchase like tickets to
No.
see the fireworks show?
No.
They
Or
just
no?
do it.
I think you can purchase like something to get a good spot. So
To
you
get
can
a
see
spot,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, you probably get
Okay.
like
But like everyone
makes
can look
sense.
at it.
reserved, but yeah, everyone can watch it, and it was just the way they do it. Is like they had this cool technology where they have projectors that sit on the floor and they broadcast an image onto the castle, and it looks so real.
Yeah.
And it like blankets
And
the
we were
castle.
sitting in like shitty spots.
Yeah,
so
we were sitting
I
in
couldn't
crappy
imagine
spots.
like if we saw the whole show like
Yeah.
from optimal seating.
Yeah, but being able to see like and it was basically the fireworks went to the music, and it was just like a celebration of everything Disney.
Yeah, it had like a bunch of different Disney songs.
So if you enjoyed
movies.
anything as a child, like Hercules, Lion King, all of that stuff, it was just all that being celebrated, and it was just a really cool feeling. It made me want to watch all the Disney movies all over again, pretty much, especially the really good ones. Like I wanted to watch Aladdin, I wanted to watch Hercules, I wanted to watch
Hunchback.
Tarzan. I love Tarzan. The music in Tarzan is so fucking good, especially with Phil Collins doing like
My
half that
boy,
sound.
dude.
God damn, that soundtrack's so fucking good, dude. Makes me wet.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was just awesome seeing all that and enjoying that, especially surrounded by a bunch of people that are there for the same reason, and everyone just kind of
That would be like my favorite moment. It's like my favorite park. would still
favorite
be Animal
park.
Kingdom.
Yeah, my favorite park. There's just so much to do in Animal Kingdom. Like there was so much shit.
We
to
were
find and
there.
do.
We got there at 8:00.
We were
or,
there
like,
for 13
8:30,
hours.
and we stayed there until like they lit the tree, which was like 9:30.
It was like 8:30, I think.
I don't know how we did that,
But
but we were there all freaking day.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think we walked like 12
Like 12
miles that day. It was
yeah.
crazy.
That was insane.
But
Damn.
it was also cool seeing
Damn.
Animal Kingdom at night.
At night.
That was the recurring meme the entire fucking trip. We were like taking out the trash at night.
Watching fireworks.
At night. It doesn't help that they had SpongeBob playing on Nick on TV, so we were watching like older SpongeBob episodes earlier that day.
Because while we were there, it was like the anniversary of SpongeBob.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Yeah, no one cares about SpongeBob but me.
Whoa. Jeez. Calm down.
Hey, you shut your damn mouth, all right?
Calm down, number
Especially
one
old
fan.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, but you didn't know that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a super
How are you
fan.
a true SpongeBob
I'm
fan?
a super fan.
Yeah, he's a super fan. Just I hear him crying.
Anyway,
Did I ask though? Did I ask?
well, I told you anyways. So fuck off.
Damn.
I think we're breaking this
We haven't
podcast
talked in
apart.
a long time, and you're just fucking picking me apart. Like, all right, famous.
Anyways. Anyway.
Let's move on from the more non, and I don't know what
Come
I'm
on.
gonna say.
God. Anyways. So
Don't
also
scream into the mic.
also
kid.
when we went to Animal Kingdom, we saw like the new Pandora stuff that they have
Oh,
there.
that shit was so cool.
And they have one of these rides.
Fuck
and
Avatar
It's
the
called
movie.
like Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
And like we couldn't get a fast pass for that, which is kind of disappointing. But we knew like there'd be a long wait. So when we got there when the park first opened,
Yeah,
so we
went
headed
to
straight there.
Pandora.
And it was already a 60-minute wait. And that's because they let people in like before that are in the resorts or whatever. But we were like, okay, we're gonna wait in this freaking line because it's just gonna get longer for the rest of the day. So we waited in this long line. And then this ride was actually pretty cool though because they have you like sitting on like a banshee or whatever.
It was one of those like 4D rides, Tyler, where they give you like the 3D glasses and they put like a huge IMAX screen in front of you, and you sit on something that moves and it makes you feel like you're there. It's like a 4D ride. They'll spray like water in your face, or it will smell like something. Like we were in the forest at one point; it smelled like the forest.
Which was pretty cool.
And yeah, you're riding on a banshee, which is the flying things from the Avatar
And, like,
movies.
before we,
dragon thingies.
yeah. Before we got on the ride, I like sat down on the chair that they're telling you, and this girl comes over. I look at her. I'm like, "Are we gonna go outside?" And this bitch, she's like, "No." She's like, "Are you stupid?"
What?
I was like, "Are we gonna go outside?"
We're sitting on these stupid little motorbike things to make it feel like we're riding one. Kim looks straight up at with the most naive face I've ever seen. Looks up over at the worker who's just minding her business, hating her job, and she's like, "Are we gonna go outside?"
Those are like my exact words.
And it's like, what? Excuse me?
She's like, "Are you
We're
dumb?"
in the middle of a building. How the fuck are we gonna go outside?
She's like, "Are you retarded?" Like,
For the rest of the day, Kayla just lamented that question.
I was like,
She's
"Wow, that was
the more
such a stupid question."
Yeah, the more I think about it, it sounds dumber every time.
Oh.
But it was cool. You do technically lean over an edge, and that's how it kind of moves you around. But it was cool. Also, like the bike itself, it had like these things by your thighs where they'd move, so it felt like you were riding something that was living. It was like breathing, and you'd feel it like moving on your inner thigh, which is pretty cool. But it was probably their newest ride in that park, and it was fun. I mean, would I wait 2 hours for it? I don't know.
No.
But
I think the amount of time that we waited was like perfect. It was like an hour.
yeah, it was good. There's plenty of stuff to do while you're in line, like looking at shit.
I was trying to steal something.
But when it got dark, it was really cool seeing the Tree of Life light up. And they did the same projector type stuff. Stop. They did the same projector type stuff for that, where they'd broadcast an image onto the tree and you'd watch it and the animals would move around and shit. And
We also had like we were standing in a really shitty spot for that too. My mom's like, "Let's just stand here. Like this will be fine." And I was like,
we're
no.
like, the speakers were behind us, so we couldn't
even hear anything
music.
happening. Like we were standing literally like right underneath it, so we were all looking up, like our necks were hurting. I'm like, this is so stupid. So then we walk around to the front to leave, and we're looking at the tree from the front. We're like, wow, this looks so much better. Like
yeah.
it was the same with the castle. Like you gotta stand in the right spot for that shit. That was not gonna look good.
Yeah. Can you stop? She's like so destructive. Put the box cutter away, miss.
No.
But it was also cool seeing Pandora at night, although it was a little bit underwhelming. I thought
For you.
I thought it'd be cooler. There was just some parts to it, like you think the movie, right? At night where everything's like bioluminescent. At night. Where everything's like bioluminescent. But it's just kind of like they have a big black light, and then some of the plants light up, and then for the most part, a lot of the trees are still just trees. It'd be cool if they maybe put like a lot of the shit in there was fake. It'd be cool if they like splattered like light up paint or something. They had one thing that we saw as we were fucking leaving that would have been perfect. It was a little light that sat on the floor that shined up into the trees, and it was just a bunch of like bright dots that would kind of move along the tree. And it was perfect. And it was sitting on one tree outside of Pandora, like by a shop. I'm like, why the fuck is that there and not inside of Pandora? It would look so much better and make it look so much nicer. But it was still cool seeing it, like all these like plants light up at night and stuff, and walking through it. And then we just left. We were at that point. We were like, dead tired. And then so that was day 2. Day 3 was Epcot. We got to go to. We did the World Showcase. We walked around. We talked about Mission Space. They had it'd been a while since we've been to Epcot too. And the last time we went, we bought something, and I still have it on my wall. It's like a Hatsune Miku poster.
Dirty.
Yeah, it got dirty that vacation. I think someone spilled something on it.
I don't think so.
But we went back, and they had like completely revamped the store, so it was cool.
Yeah, that's actually cool stuff.
We found so much cool shit, Tyler. It was so awesome. We had I found a book which is like the art of Spirited Away from Studio Ghibli. And it was basically, dude, it was like an interview with Hayao Miyazaki, and him. They had written down they talked to him about different parts from like the background. They showed like the real life influences for a lot of the real world stuff from the movie. They showed like concept drawings. They showed character illustrations. They showed some of like the 3D CG that they had used in the movie and how they got all that to work, and even explained like the method of getting like the smoke and stuff like that. And basically the whole, if you love animation, this is the book for you. It explains how this whole movie came to be. And the last quarter of the book is the entire screenplay for it. So like the entire written out from Hayao Miyazaki, everything from the movie. And you could read through the entire script for the movie. It was really fucking cool. The book was like $30, $35. So worth it. Actually, I don't know where it is. It's probably in the bag downstairs somewhere. I need to put it on my shelf. But it's such a cool thing, and they had it for almost every one of those movies. But I wasn't about to spend like $300 on these books, so I got for like my favorite, which is Spirited Away. And Caitlyn also found a bunch of really cool like stills from the movie. So they were basically shots that if you're in the Discord and you're tuning in, they're in there in the anime section. We posted all of it there if you guys want to go in and check at that, and that link can be found in the description below. But they were stills. So like the one where what's her name? Chihiyo? Chihoyo?
I don't know.
What's her name, Tyler? I always ask you.
Chihiro.
You know, with the part where she's like running through the.
Listen, bitch.
You know the part where she's like running.
Hey, I didn't hear you answer the question.
Listen.
Yell at him. You're destroying the eardrums of our listeners.
Listen.
You don't have to scream.
I don't need that bullshit, Tyler. Put it away.
You know the scene where she's running through the flower fields, like sideways, Tyler?
Yeah.
And she's like separating the type. I'll send you pictures after this podcast. But it's that shot, and it looks fucking gorgeous.
It's like so bright and colorful.
It sounds so pretty. Like I can just imagine.
Yeah, there's a shot from Howl's Moving Castle where he's in, where they're in one of the rooms and it's just full of like ornate treasures.
Like that's when they're like in his room. He's like sick or something.
Yeah, and
with the old lady. And
it just like the. One thing that we always praise Ghibli films for is if you look at any one of the scenes, you can see just how much like love and detail is put into all these like scenes that they play out in these movies, and they make it feel real and alive for it being an animated film. And in this one scene is you're in his room where he has all the treasures he's collected, and there's just hundreds of things in this one shot, Tyler, on the wall, and it's all captured in this still. And you bought 3, right, Caitlyn? What was the third still?
The third one was Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah, Kiki's Delivery Service, where she's flying over the city when she first gets there, and they're like in color. I'll send you the. They're
like on like this high gloss, like this nice paper, thick.
It's really fucking pretty, and they were only like $4 a piece. They were really cool. So we kind of went ham in Japan. We went. They had a museum for like the word kawaii, which basically means cute, and it was just explaining like the history of that word and like how it affects like media or like the cultural influence in Japan. They had this little museum that you could walk through. Again, all these pictures I have. If any of you out there want to see it, again, you can go through the Discord. They'll be there, or you could hit me up and I could send them to you. They're really cool, and it was just cool seeing that. It was nice. What was another country that we thought was cool? It was cool.
There's like 13 countries or something like that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's Mexico, China, Norway, Japan, This is in no specific order. The U.S. is all the way in the back.
Isn't like Canada?
There's Canada, France, Germany,
is it Zimbabwe, I think, or Morocco.
Morocco, not Zimbabwe. Yeah, but there's a bunch of countries, and you could walk through them. If you've never been to Disney World, you could. I don't know if they have them in Disneyland, but Disney World, you could walk through them, and it's like this giant circle, and you basically walk through a little bit of each country, and they'll have like food from those countries. Like when we went to Japan, they had a stand right outside of the museum that they were selling mochi like ice cream, like bonbons kind of things, where it's just like a scoop of ice cream. And then they put mochi on the outside of it, and you can eat it. And they were really fucking good. And mochi's kind of like a rice paste that they beat up, and then they make it into like a dough. So it's basically like
raw dough.
Yeah, it's like raw dough with ice cream on the inside, and we got the chocolate. It was really good. We're looking. We didn't like. They have restaurants in every country too, or most countries, so you could sit down and have like food from that country. And they just try to make it like an authentic experience. Like you could feel like you're actually there. You're experiencing like a little bit of that country kind of captured in Epcot. So that was cool. China was cool too. Caitlyn got to get a picture with Mulan.
Fuck yeah. No one wanted to take a picture with me, though. Bunch of assholes.
Well, we were waiting for something.
No. Fuck off. All
and
right.
You're lucky that the way everything planned out is that you got the picture as it opened up.
Bitch, I would have waited. I would have waited for you guys on the other side. I'd been like, bye. I'm taking my picture with Mulan. Fuck you.
Can harbors a lot of resentment from this trip.
I do. Quite a bit. We need to ride Splash Mountain. We wasted those fast passes for people that could have used them.
Stop screaming.
I'm mad.
Stop screaming in the mic.
Listen.
I'm gonna have like the levels for our recording just constantly shoved in your face so you see exactly how loud you are compared to everybody else. You're so fucking loud.
I don't care. I don't care. But we wasted a bunch of fast passes, and it's okay. It's all Kyle's fault.
It is. Whatever. So that was day 3, and then day 4 we went back. Day 4 we didn't spend that much time in the park. We rode like a few rides earlier in the day. We went back to the timeshare because it was only like 5 minutes out.
We rode like Jungle Cruise. We waited like 2 hours to ride this stupid ass ride, and we got on, and we had this guy, and he was so punny. I thought I was gonna die. He kept like telling these really like disgusting jokes. And it was really funny.
Not in a good way.
No, like
Caitlyn loves puns. Like wordplay is
so
where she's at.
Funny.
But like saying, every other line was a fucking
pun. He just wouldn't stop. And this is like a 10-minute ride. And like everything he was saying was puns. And I was just like, dude,
he's just like done? Completely bombarding us with jokes.
And my mom, she screams out, she's like, is this scripted? And he's like, no, it's not. This
like,
guy's just like
this for 10 years.
One of the puns he was saying, he was like, because like after it was over, we were sitting there. Oh yeah, we were waiting
to move up. So he's like, "Shit, I gotta keep him entertained."
Like, I gotta keep saying puns.
So he just laid us down with fucking puns for the last minute.
One of them was like, he was like, "I want to thank my arms for always being by my side." He's like, "I want to thank my legs for always supporting me." He's like, "I want to thank my fingers and toes because I can always count on them."
Caleb lost it at that point.
I was fucking dying. I was like, wait a second. I was like, I gotta use that. I gotta keep saying it. It was so. I was dying in the back, and I looked like a fucking idiot. I was like
we were
crying.
Like the only family on this boat laughing. Everyone else was like dead set. Like they had a shitty day.
No, we made that guy's day because we were laughing our asses off at his terrible jokes, and no one else was.
Hey, we're more support.
It was so funny though. I couldn't stop.
You probably like stopped him from killing himself that night.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What about tonight? What if no one laughed at his jokes today?
Oh fuck!
Shit.
Don't make me think about
what was his name? Zach? What's his name? Zach?
Zach, rest in peace.
I'm worried about Zach now. Zach, if you're out there,
you got Zach on the mind.
Zach, if you're out there, it gets better.
Trust me, another family will laugh. We'll come back. We'll revisit.
We'll ride that ride like every single day just to laugh at his jokes.
God damn it. And then, yeah, fourth day was cool. We had the fireworks. That was a really cool moment, just seeing them there, because they're really close to the ground and stuff like that, and everything coming out of the castle.
And it was,
they
like, synchronized.
They make it like this whole like synchronized musical going to like old Disney songs, and that was just super cool stuff. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen anything Disney, but when we were young, that was our shit. So it was just a huge nostalgia trip the entire time. So it was a blast. It was very fun. We just got back today. It is Saturday night that we're recording this, and tomorrow we have a concert that we're going to, so we won't be able to record tomorrow. That's why we're doing this tonight. So,
Ty, let me ask you a question.
Shoot.
So you know how like there's Pandora? Like, do you know when Disney bought the rights to Avatar? Does anyone know?
I could Google it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, Disney's buying everything now, so I mean, who fucking knows? But they bought it, I want to say, before Marvel.
How
before
long?
they bought Marvel.
I didn't even know, like, until I thought about it.
Was it already a Disney movie though?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, what was it? Was it Universal?
I don't know. That's the question.
Paramount? I don't know.
Does
Columbia?
Disney own Avatar?
Like, if they have Pandora,
so.
they have to. They have to own it.
They could just pay royalties.
That's true. They got the money.
They do have that money.
Disney does not own the Avatar movie. What? Its characters or spin-off offerings in any way. Just take a moment to wrap your head around that for a minute. Generally speaking, every attraction or character you see in a Disney park is fully owned by the mouse, with rare exceptions like American Idol, The Twilight Zone, Star Wars, or Indiana. Well, not anymore.
Oh yeah, Indiana Jones isn't there anymore.
I don't know how old this article is. Yes, Star Wars has been fully engulfed by Mickey when they acquired Lucasfilms in October of 2012. This eventually led to the green light for the multiple Star Wars films we were about to get. This article's a little old. Yeah, so they just pay for it.
Wait. You said Indiana Jones isn't there anymore?
No. That's not what I said. Indiana Jones is probably in Hollywood Studios. We didn't go to Hollywood Studios.
I thought it wasn't there anymore.
No, it's there. It's in Hollywood Studios.
I forgot that ride was there.
I was there. Well, it's not really a ride either. It's like a show.
Who are you? Prove me wrong.
I am the person that's better than you. So.
Oh, shit.
Whoa! Wait a second. That's not
stones.
fucking right.
Throwing stones. So that was it. It was a very good vacation. We're happy to be back home. I
miss my dog.
Like,
I still miss my dog.
It's been crazy.
Right this second. Because Kyle won't let him be in here.
So that's been that week. I know. So Tyler, you haven't played games. We're still in our intro, folks. Hold on. Caitlyn has had the opportunity to play through some God of War. So, without spoiling anything, you can't spoil anything.
You have to stop me if I start, because I don't know what's considered a spoiler.
Anything that involves a major.
I've been looking into some God of War stuff lately too.
Did you interrupt him?
It's so good. Anything that's like a major plot point.
I do what I want, bro. See how I just did again?
I'll try. And worst comes to worst, I could bleep it out because the game's still.
It was just. I was just doing a bunch of spoilers, and you just bleep out the whole thing.
The whole conversation.
Tyler, have you ever played this game?
No, he hasn't.
No.
I'm gonna spoil everything for you.
I've seen some gameplay of it, and I saw like the comparisons from like the originals, like the first God of War, up until now. Because I'm getting there. Like Kyle, I told you, you convinced me to get it, so now I'm just doing my research.
It's really fucking good. So Caitlyn. Now, again, without spoiling anything, so basically don't talk too much about the story besides, like, themes or stuff like that. Like, we all know it's based in Nordic mythology, stuff like that. What do you like this? What do you think about this game?
Dude, I'm in love with this game.
Okay.
I've never had a son, but Arceus would be my son.
Atreus.
It's Arceus.
Would you call
Atreus.
him boy?
Boy.
Yeah, I'd call him. Boy, get over here. Boy, do those dishes.
Yo, fuck Morgan Freeman. I want whoever voices Kratos' actor. I want that voice actor to read me nighttime stories.
Amazing.
Is he like?
So deep.
Yeah, he has a good voice. Like he's like up there with like Master Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh my
for
gosh,
sure.
yeah,
I think he's
dude.
better than Master Chief.
It's like that, just like that really deep, raspy thing that gets your panties.
And when he says "boy," I'm just like,
boy.
I'm like,
and you know what makes that game is his fucking beard. Like what?
Oh my
Norse
God.
mythology, but have a fucking epic.
He
beard
does
like
have
that.
a great beard.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love. Oh my God, I'm in love with this game.
Like you
Okay.
need to have a beard in order
Okay,
to
so a couple
be in
things.
that setting.
I know you haven't finished the game yet,
No.
so because we talked about it last week, so we're not going to talk too much about it because I kind of went ham on it last episode. But like just from playing it, Like, what are some things that pop into your head, like gameplay, story, without spoiling anything?
Like, what's the best part of it?
No, just like your feelings on those things.
I feel like the storytelling is just, I mean, it's really good. It flows really nicely. And I don't do any of the side quests because I'm not a little bitch like that.
Whoa.
I just do the main story because...
I'm going to get to them.
Because Caitlyn is linear as fuck.
Yeah,
she
I
is.
just hate wasting time, dude. Like,
wait, there's a way to walk 10
Wasting
steps?
time.
Like, no, but there was this one quest, and this guy was like,
Whoa,
I'm not
whoa.
going to say anything, though, but he's like, go get this, and this, and this. And it's like all the way across the map. And I'm like, why am I going to waste my time getting these things for you?
That's cool.
No, it wasn't even a
simple.
cool quest, though.
It didn't
You're not
sound
even
like
cool
one.
quest,
To
bro.
tell you the truth, I haven't done any of them either, but I've been working
No,
on
like,
finishing
why
the
would I
game
do that?
first. I'm going to go back and do
I'm
most
not.
of this. I used to be a
Definitely not.
fucking trophy whore, and if I was still in that state, I'd probably platinum this game, but I don't have the desire at this point. Ow. How'd you cut yourself?
I was shaving.
Oh, rip. I don't have the desire to 100% this game, but something has to be truly special for me to 100% it. Like, because that's a feat. That's an endeavor to do all of the
Like, all
optional
these
shit and all
stupid
that
ass,
stuff.
like-
They definitely make it worth your time. Like, if you pick up the game, the story itself is quite long, and then on top of that, you have all this side shit to do. I'm probably gonna do all the side quests afterwards, just to see what they are, because I like the writing in this game a
No,
lot.
I'm never doing it.
Okay, that's
never
fine.
gonna
You still got to finish Persona 5, you piece of fucking living
I was
garbage.
reading I was watching a video about the director or like the creator of the God of War, and he was talking about in the day and age now of video games, you know, everything is the multiplayer intense, like, you know, the battle royale mode's like the thing going on now, and like people are saying, you know, single player
Is dead.
like
Yeah, I've heard
story,
that.
yeah, is dead, and he kind of doesn't believe that. He says if anything, they're more at their prime now. But you know, you see, it's just because these vast majority of these multiplayer games are just being like, you know, constantly thrown out there, like game after game, and you kind of just don't have maybe as many. But I mean, they are out there, and as you can see, so I mean,
Again, I think it's a weird statement because I've heard it too before. Like,
I
a
think
single
it's
player
true.
is dead. I personally don't believe so. But a couple things lead to that. Is I think we talked about it last week with the thought that this game, God of War, has revitalized people's love for gaming. We talked about that quote being thrown around too. And while this game is fantastic and is practically perfect, I don't understand that mentality, because I think that there have been so many good games, but not a lot of them hit the limelight. So we talked about the fact that AAA gaming, that love has been revitalized. It's a AAA game, and now we have more faith in AAA companies because they're not just shelling out garbage for us each year.
What's that Star Wars game?
Battlefront. And stuff like that. So that makes 100% sense. But like single player games, there has been fantastic single player games before even God of War came out. Persona 5 was a fucking magnificent single player game.
Yeah, but what else?
Nier was a magnificent single player game.
God, the only two games Kyle loves to talk about.
Nah, for real.
And not God of
Celeste,
War.
Celeste was a single player game that was fantastic. Iconoclasts was a single player game, and I'm talking about games in recent history that was fantastic.
I don't even.
But
know
if
what
you look at AAA, I could see it. The last really, really, really good game that knocked everyone off their rockers that was AAA,
Skyrim.
that was single player, would
think
probably
that's too
be
far back.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
Last of Us. Yep.
I'd say Last of Us would be the last one. That was AAA that knocked everyone off
But how
their
long
feet.
ago was that?
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was the end of PS3. So,
Yeah.
Now they got the new one coming out though. Have y'all
yeah,
saw that?
yeah. I've seen that.
There's a new PS4.
And now we have
I mean,
no, a new Last of Us
new
is coming out.
PS4.
Here.
The PS4.4.
I mean, they have,
Fuck
and
off.
we also. But even if you look at Ratchet and Clank, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, these are all really good. And I have my gripes with Legend of Zelda. I still think it's a good game.
I have
though.
all my gripes with that.
Super Mario Odyssey. These are all fantastic single player games. I don't think single player is even anywhere close to dead.
Yeah, but just like the story, the
Dishonored
difference
2.
in storytelling.
Dishonored 2 was fantastic.
Dude, I can't agree more.
Dishonored 2 is a really good game.
Yes, I agree.
And I enjoyed it a lot. I thought Prey.
I heard negative things about that.
Well, they can all
thought
suck
negative
my ass,
reviews
all right?
Whoa.
I love
Damn.
Dishonored.
Dishonored
Alright.
2 on launch
Alright,
was
alright.
the build of the
okay.
game was not the best. It had its issues, and for some reason Bethesda does not know how to make a first-person game to save their life. Like there's so much input lag. Again, it's been fixed for the most part, but there was so much fucking input lag in that game. And I'm like, you turn and your character is like in a barrel of fucking molasses, so he takes like 30 seconds to react to your input. And the same issue proceeded with Prey. Also, Dishonored 2's PC ports weren't very good, but apparently we don't know how to make PC games.
Literally no one cares about these problems.
Yeah, I know they're very small issues.
No one cares.
But it's just interesting. I don't think that single player games are dead or even close. Like Corey Barlog, I think is his
Yeah,
name.
but what's the popular shit nowadays everyone plays?
Battle Royale.
And like Fortnite. Like
Battle
Fortnite's
Royale.
I know. Fortnite
But
that shit's
everything-
like so big
if you
right
always
now.
look
for no
at
reason.
mainstream games, they're always shit for the most part.
Yeah,
Call
like
of
I said,
Duty.
it was amazing. and
Call
then
of
I was just
Duty is
like,
fucking
it's
garbage.
shit.
I mean, it wasn't
I agree
garbage
with that one.
before.
And
It's garbage now. It's been garbage for like the
Yeah,
past.
it has, and that's why people have been talking about this. I mean, Battlefields before 1, I didn't think 3 and 4 were all that good. I thought they were just okay.
All right, you shut your whore mouth.
Bitch.
All right.
Wait a second.
Fallout 4 disappointed a lot of people.
Not me.
Yeah, 4 was all right.
I love 4.
It was 3
I love-
with like really good graphics and a slightly less good story.
I've heard talks.
How dare-
Well, I think they did a lot to the system of Fallout that kind of made it less of an RPG and more of an action game.
I thought it was improvements though. I thought they were all improvements.
I don't know. I didn't because
It was easier to play the game.
Well, yeah, that's not always necessarily an improvement.
For me, it is.
Well, obviously,
I'm stupid.
Miss
I need
Princess Linear over
I
here.
need good things for me, and I'm stupid.
You need to finish Persona. All right.
Don't tell me that.
I'm thinking Uncharted 4 was a fantastic game. Again, that's Naughty Dog. That's how they do.
I cried.
Even the remake to Ratchet and Clank, a single player game, although it's technically a reboot of an older game, fantastic game. I just think that if you look, again, the way we singled it out is if you look at AAA, 100% I agree with that statement. AAA games have been getting shittier, kind of. They weren't what they used to be. If you look at like the older days with AAA, like where's our next like Modern Warfare 2? Like those games were like the generation defining for back then. And then now we have these Call of Duties that are practically shovelware at this point with minimal changes and retarded stories. And now we're not even going to have a story in the new Call of Duty, which we talked about last week too.
My heart, my soul.
So I think it's always nice to fall back on indie. There's been a lot of fantastic games this year, and we have a lot more to look forward to, especially with Spider-Man around the corner, Red Dead around the corner. It's going to be another great year for video games. So I really don't, and all these games are single player. So I really don't think that statement holds up, but you never know. We don't know what might come. So I'm thinking.
Anyways,
So
I love that game.
God of War's great. Caitlyn likes it.
Atreus is my son, forever and always will be, and he makes me cry when he tells me about the sand bowls.
The sand bowls.
And there's like a
Oh,
part.
what?
There's like
No,
a part where he's like, I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. He's
It's
like,
a spoiler. If it's something that's part of the story, it's a spoiler.
no, it's not necessarily part of the story. He's like trying to teach you how to read it,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, I'm like, please
Stop
teach me.
screaming.
I'm like,
Fucking,
please
like-
fucking teach me how to read this shit. He's like, you're never too old to learn.
what do
He's
you-
like, you're halfway there. I was
what
like,
do you
I
think-
need an Atreus.
What do
in
you
my
think
life.
about the decision that they made artistically with the fact that the entire game is basically one shot? Like from the start of the game to the final
I'm not a
scene.
big fan of that. You know why? Because there's parts and like where you're going into like a boss battle or something, and you don't know if you should be moving or if like it's moving on its
yeah,
own.
you don't know if it's like a
so
quick time
like
event.
like whenever I'm in cutscenes or whatever, I'm always just moving the joystick, and I'm just like. I'm like
excuse me?
instinctively, I'm like, am I moving right now? Am I not moving?
Am I actually playing the game?
Because I can't tell. Like, there's no way to tell if
Yeah.
you're like supposed to be moving. I think that's the only problem I have with it. But I think it's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
That's
To
not
have
necessarily
it
even
all
a
in one
bad
shot.
thing if the game is that like fluid and.
Well, yeah, it's almost to the point where you're
You
like,
can't you just
you're
can't tell at
immersed
all.
so much
Yeah.
to the point you're not sure if you're actually in control of the game
I
or
had
not.
always waited for that point, like back in the day playing like an old game, and like the cutscenes are always be like significantly better, and it's like, you ever think that there'll be a day where the graphics will be so good you can't tell if it's a cutscene or not? Have we
Boom.
We're here.
Boom, we're here.
Are we here now?
And another
I'm about
cool
to go
thing.
fucking buy it right now.
Another cool thing about it is all your armor upgrades, everything persists because it's all one shot.
Yeah, I think that's cool too.
Everything's done in engine.
Can, like everything, even though your armor is like different, it all changes.
Your face, you're like boom. But like if you have a certain chest piece equipped, it's not like you'll get into the cutscene and then he'll be wearing his default
What game do they
skin.
do that in? They do that so much, and it pisses me off. I'm just that's such a break in immersion. It's just like
I'm thinking
you have like this cool armor and shit. And you're like, yeah, and you go into a cutscene, and it's like your fake ass default armor.
They do that in a lot. They do that in a couple
so
things.
much.
I can't think. It's been a while since I've seen it.
That's why I just like Nino Kuni. They do that in Nino Kuni because I'll be playing one guy.
Oh yeah.
And in the
like
cutscene,
Kunis.
you change to somebody else. What did he say? What did he just say?
I heard
Mila pronounce her
Kunis.
name. I'm like, are you retarded? No.
I forgot you haven't finished Nino
I
Kuni.
haven't even gotten halfway.
You need that game's really good.
But like in Nino Kuni, I want to play as the dude. I don't want to play as this young child. I want to play as the dude. So when I play as the dude,
stop screaming. It's okay.
Dude, you know what I'm talking about, dude? Dude.
So when I play against this guy, like that I want to play as
Roland, you don't even know his fucking name.
Roland, and then you go to
I almost
Are you
started, I almost started singing the thing from Crazy Frog. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why that popped into my head.
You know how that fucking frog said it.
Can I finish my point, please?
Did you get that? No, I'm sorry. This is more important, Caitlyn. Did you ever get that? the greatest hits one, like the first one that came out. I remember, like when I see the commercial for that, I was like,
bought
"Mom, can I
the
please get
CD
this?"
for this fucking.
I saw it. I thought you can only buy it like through the like you had to call the number or whatever. But, like I saw it one day at Walmart. I'm like, Mom, I gotta get this. And I remember like putting it like she like finally like it's like
blasted out to that shit.
Dude.
Fucking got home like slammed that shit into the fucking CD player, blasted it, and then I was like,
You can imagine little Tyler going ham.
My God. I actually busted my ass, or I mean not my ass, my head, like on the fucking tile, like by the couch, like lost my like footing and just fucking fell straight back, and I smacked my head on the fucking
It's like
tile.
worth it.
Oh.
You know that also reminds me of? That reminds me of like Kids Bop when we were younger.
Yeah.
Kids Bop was like so cool
The shit,
when we were
dude.
young.
It
All
was
right.
so bad.
All right.
That was bad.
As
Alright,
I was
Caitlyn,
saying,
now
thank you.
To go back to your thing because
It's like I want to play as Roland, and then it goes in the cutscene, and I'm playing as little dude again. I'm just like, I don't want to play as this guy because they're basically forcing Evan. They're basically forcing you to play.
In all
Evan,
honesty,
and I
the
don't
way
want
the
to.
game opens, it feels like Roland is the main
It
character.
does like that. And so when I'm
And
doing
in a way, he technically is because he's the focus of the story. Because the way Nino Kuni works is you have like another soul that you are connected to in this other world when you're brought over. Roland has a soul that he's connected to in the world of Nino Kuni, or the second country, that he needs to kind of make amends with in his own soul as well as that person, because they kind of mirror each other. That's how the first game went.
So that's why I don't understand.
Way,
yes.
Roland is so important. Yes. He is technically the main character, but Evan is also there too, because it is his
they basically
story.
Force you to play him.
Yeah, they do.
And I don't want to play as him.
We don't. You technically don't have to play him. You can make Roland the leader. It's just every time, like you're saying, you get into a cutscene, you're Evan.
Yeah.
So they're reinforcing the fact that Evan is the main character.
I want to be Roland.
Although, yeah, it's interesting.
That's stupid. So it happens in that game. I'm trying to think of other games it happens in.
I don't remember.
Because I always want.
It's okay.
That cat game.
Cat game.
Where you're the Gravity Girl, right? Gravity Rush.
Gravity Rush.
They do that too. You're like wearing this cute little cat costume.
Oh,
and then you go to the
yeah.
cutscene, you're the default shit.
I remember that
and
shit.
it makes me not want to wear like their different costumes because you're just gonna end up being in the default shit.
You never played Gravity Rush 2, did you?
I didn't. I finished
You
the
need
first
to.
one.
It's really good.
Can I finish my point?
I'm sorry. Gravity Rush is a fantastic.
So like they have all
series.
this extra content where you have like all these extra costumes, but then you get into the cutscene and you're not wearing it. I'm just like, what the hell's the point of having all these costumes?
Dude, you make me want to play Gravity Rush again. That game's so
I'm
fucking
sorry.
good. God
Can you
damn.
stop fucking interrupting me?
No, I can't. I'm sorry. Gravity Rush is a fan. If you have not played
Oh
Gravity
my
Rush
God.
and you're looking for a good single player
Continue to
game,
interrupt me.
that's a good example. Gravity Rush only came out like 2 years, a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, a year ago.
That's another fantastic single player game.
They need to fix their costume shit. It gets me hot
Oh,
and heated.
Hot and bothered.
That's like the best example I have.
Okay.
Because you have these really nice costumes. I hate the default costume she
All right,
wears.
let's
I think
get-
it's so fucking dumb.
Let's get back to God of War.
Okay. God of War.
Good game, right?
I love. I don't even have a flaw. There's no flaws with
There's
it.
nothing you think of that you don't like. One
Other
thing,
than the
as I've
fluidity
continued to play, I like the relationship between Atreus and Kratos. I like all that. The one thing, it's incredibly nitpicky, is the puzzles that you do in the game. None of them are like particularly hard, and I never
I love that.
I never understood the reasoning behind
course
putting.
you
I never understood the reasoning behind putting a puzzle in the game if it wasn't like enough to challenge you, right? Because then it just
It
feels
challenges
like
because what they have there challenges me already.
I know I understand what you're saying, but like they should be like become increasingly difficult or something, and I never feel like they really get. I'm close to being the game. I think I'm only a couple hours off, and they never feel like they increasingly get difficult. So it feels like busy work, and it doesn't feel like you're actually doing a puzzle. Again, incredibly nitpicky, and you could call me a piece of shit for doing
You are
this.
a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only gripe. For the rest of it, I understand. Like for Breath of the Wild, I couldn't see why it got 10s. Right, this game, I understand why it got 10s. This is an incredibly quality game, and everything about it oozes charm and charisma,
Like
and
from the beginning
quality.
to like the end.
It's just a fantastic fucking game. And
I've
if you do
finished
not
it
have a
both.
PlayStation 4, what the fuck are you doing with your life, dude?
Like this guy.
He has one. He bought one.
Oh, he bought one?
He's been talking about buying the game.
Dude, I fuck with him all the time.
Damn, son. Damn. No, Caitlyn.
I can't fuck with him
I just
anymore.
don't think you understand.
Do you
It's
still have
okay.
your Xbox?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
You mean the
it's
footstool?
Xbox.
Yeah.
It's for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's you play CDs with it.
Yeah, no,
Play
I got
CD.
pretty much. I mean, it's like I play Fortnite off of it. So I need to go and get a larger. I have to get another like a terabyte portable hard drive for my PlayStation because all my memories pretty much filled up because it was only 500 gigs and you know how that shit goes.
Wow.
I've been thinking about picking up another 500 gigabytes of solid state for my computer because I only have 500 gigs of solid state. And I was
You know how much I have on my laptop?
You fucking PC motherfucker.
I was thinking about
I only
it.
have 4 solid state, 4 gigs on my laptop.
You only have 4 gigs on your laptop?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's
I
like a
wanted the one
Chromebook,
that
right?
had 280.
It's like a Chromebook,
No,
right?
it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't
It's
know.
the
what the fuck I'm talking
Lenovo
about.
Yoga.
Such a Chromebook.
No, it's not. No, it's not. All right.
No, it's
No, it's
not.
not.
Okay, gosh, why is this? Take me seriously, guys. Gosh.
Okay.
Fuck
All right.
off.
So God of War is great.
Yes.
God
Very
of War.
Doesn't doesn't have a flaw with it. That's
not at all.
good. So that was our intro. Welcome to show, ladies and gentlemen.
How long is it?
Looking late. So
Real quick, because we just Disney thing, but I have 2 funny stories to
repeat
tell.
that?
Real quick. Really 2 quick stories. So, because like just since you brought it up, if it's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So we brought up Epcot. It was I think my 4th grade field trip, and we went to Epcot. And I remember my parents gave me like I think $20 to buy like souvenirs Disney related, right? And I don't know if I ever told you guys like, this story. I mean, for like a kid my age, like I'm like, what the fuck? I feel like I can like buy the world. So, dude, $20.
I'll
Fuck
take
yeah.
Epcot.
Yeah.
Have a 20.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
change there.
You can keep the change, sir. So, anyways, I go and I think I was in Japan. And I bought some like Japanese. I think they were like actually it was in Japanese, but it was in Japan. And I bought a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and it took me like forever to decide which one to get. And I remember when I got home, like my parents asked me, "So what did I get?" And I was like, "Yu-Gi-Oh cards." And they're like, "My mom,
Like you could
Mom
buy
got
those at
pretty-
Walmart. We could go down the store and pick those up. But Mom, they're Epcot Yu-Gi-Oh
they're
cards.
Epcot Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and look at so. She got pretty upset, but then she asked me like, okay, well, how many like did you get out of it? It was like a big pack. I was like, fuck, because like like only thing like less than 10 comes with the pack. So what I did is I went upstairs real quick because like, oh yeah, I'm like get upstairs. You can see where this is going. I went up and grabbed like a bunch of other like cards like that I already had, put them in like the little like the package. I'm like, here. So like I put like another like 10 or 20 of them in there. So it was like 30 cards for like I don't know $5. Just like okay, well I mean I guess that's okay. And I was like, yes. Like on the spot, I was like, I'm a fucking genius. And I still like regret that decision. Like that as a kid, that's like I'm like I like that. That's where my mind was like, yeah, let me buy fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like I couldn't fucking buy like, a cool like Epcot thing like that. You know.
I love when he tells stories that are funny.
God.
Like he doesn't laugh; he just keeps going. So I'm like, I need time to catch up with the story.
Oh my god,
that was so funny.
And the next one was I think the 5th grade. Actually, no, it was Epcot again. I think.
Shit, dude. That's all I
My turn.
Go get some more fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, man. I'll take 3 packs this time, miss. I got $60. God damn it.
I'm dying.
My face right now. Oh, it's so tight.
That was
So I
don't die.
because you guys mentioned Norway and now I think it's the they have like a frozen ride there, right?
Yeah.
It's not a ride.
It is a ride. It's like a water ride.
It's something you go on, but it's like an experience. So, anyways, it was
like
before
the
that.
boat thing that goes around.
It was like some Norwegian like trip to like
Norway.
yeah, about Norway, whatever. Like I forgot what the fuck it was, but it was like a water ride technically. But I mean, it's not like we got wet. You were on like a boat, and then they like trekked through like Norway, I guess. So it was me and my buddy. We both chickened out on it because like I don't know.
Frozen ship's too raw.
Yeah, it's too terrifying.
I guess so. Like yeah, I was like I couldn't let it go.
God damn it.
No, I like how he paused. I like how he paused. Like I couldn't let it go.
He was waiting for positive reinforcement. Did you guys like my joke?
Like the guy on the raft.
Tyler is the guy on the raft.
I'm gonna cure myself.
It's like someone laugh at my joke, please.
Yeah, please. So, my buddy and I like decided to chicken out, right? And like the whole time, my teacher's trying to convince me to go on the ride. Like it's perfectly like okay. Like it's like I don't think she's ever been on the ride before. Maybe one of the people told her about the ride. And it's like it's nothing scary at all. And so we chickened out. Elementary
grade?
school. So, like yeah, it was 5th grade, 4th grade. Like what was it like 12, 13?
I don't think that ride's been there that long.
No, I think like 11.
It was before the Frozen ride.
This
was
is
there.
before the Frozen
Yeah,
ride.
yeah.
This is before Frozen, yeah. That's what I was saying, because now it's Frozen. Whatever the fuck it was before.
Oh, before.
So my whole class goes on it, and meanwhile, like my buddy and I are like off to the side, and like what the guy, one like the workers there did, he's like, oh, if you want, you can come over to like the control room and like see like what it is, like what the ride is, and like we got to see like all the security stuff. So that was pretty cool. So we go there, and then like at the end, it's like, well, hey, it's not that bad. Like my buddy and I are like, okay, maybe we should have went on it. So we go and ask like, hey, it's okay if like we all go and like we ride it again? The guy's like, sure. And as we're trying to get back around to go and like rewrite it, we somehow don't make it in time, and then so the whole class goes on the fucking ride again. So we miss it. They come off a second time, and like my teacher's like all pissed off because it was like it wasn't our because they were like on like a tight schedule from what I remember. So and they like asked like, why did we go again? I'm like, oh well, we wanted to go, and we couldn't make it. So we fucking didn't make it to the ride regardless the second time around, and everyone else went the second time. Then my teacher's pissed. It was just not a good day. So it's kind of that
was like really funny.
That was a sad story.
No, it was more sad than funny. That's why.
Yeah, why'd you lead me on and tell me that was funny? It wasn't funny.
But hey, at least the first one was funny. Okay, you got enough laughs.
That wasn't fucking hilarious.
You get one. So they're balanced out.
It's funny because when we were there, I saw fucking Pokemon cards there. They had a bunch of booster packs.
Huh.
All right.
But yeah, it just made me think like I was like pussy back then. Like I couldn't. I was so scared of riding rides. I was like I hated riding.
I was like pussy back then.
I was a pussy.
I was like pussy back then.
I was a pussy.
It was a pussy. Pussy boy.
Puss
All right.
boy, yo puss.
All right. Well, I'm glad you all can join me. This, again, is episode 50 of the Thought Patrol podcast. We're going to move on to our clerical bullshit real quick. Talk about some housekeeping. We do have a Discord. As I stated earlier, we have a Discord. We have a Discord.
That's very
You can
racist.
join, hang out with some of the community members over there. And again, all the pictures that we talked about earlier, we post stuff there. So definitely check that out. Also, if you hear anything that we talk about this episode, maybe you had a trip that you took to Disney with your parents and you want to share that with us, you can do that either through the comments below, through Discord, or anything like that, through Twitter, email, and all these will be in the description below. If you really like our content, and you want to help us out, feel free to subscribe either on YouTube or on the podcasting service that you're tuning into. Get us each week. We come out Tuesday at 8 a.m. every Tuesday. You can also follow us on Twitter with the at ThoughtPatrolPD. That's where you'll find us. So, finally, before I forget, one other really good way of helping us out is to leave us an iTunes review. That we'd greatly appreciate that. It'd help us show up more on Apple Podcasts, which is a huge podcasting service, and we could just get more people in this community, have more people to talk about things, hang out with, and stuff like that. So that'd be pretty cool. So we do have a mailbag question. We actually did not get a chance to answer this one last week because we were in such a hurry. It was a mess last week. This is from Sam, our boy Sam. He actually is directed towards me. Kyle, you must do this in your best Russian accent. I can't even pronounce the first word. Someone give me a Russian accent so I got something to preface this.
You see, you little brutes can
So terrible.
You tried, I guess. Zdravchavuti. What the fuck is this word?
You want to send it to me and I'll try it or
You have access to the document, don't you?
Oh, it's in the document there. Okay, hold on,
Yeah.
stand by.
Stand by.
All right, we'll come back to that word. Comrades, I am seeking answer to question. With this new game called The God of
There you
War,
go.
it caused me to do the thinking. If man with godlike powers and beard so strong, why is he pulled by chain held by little boy? Could he not throw little one over side of cliff or cut head off with great axe he carry? Please, I would be loving an answer. Das Vidanya, friends. I have no fucking clue what he's referring to.
He's talking about like the chains, how he can just throw his son up there.
Oh,
Why does he make him do all this shit?
You're right.
You can just go ugh.
I mean, he can fall 60 million feet and not take any
He
damage.
can get hit in the face with
I'm pretty sure you can jump over 10 feet high. Hey, video games. What else do you want me to do? He didn't feel like... You know what? I always thought about this. We always ask, why can't characters jump, right? How many times in real life have you actually jumped? When was the last time in real life that you actually jumped?
Yesterday.
Wait, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, well, people ask us all the time, why doesn't he just jump, right?
He can't jump that high.
Yeah, but how many times in real life do you jump?
Not often at all.
Exactly. So why would he jump? If you think about it in a real life situation, why would he jump? I mean, if you were blocked, I could understand.
I don't even think he can jump that high.
I don't know, but if in that
He's
situation,
probably shit, that's too high for me.
That's too high for me.
I don't know, how he does his voice.
But I always thought that was interesting when people complain that characters don't jump in video games. How often do you jump in real life?
Not at all.
I don't even remember the last time I jumped for any reason whatsoever.
Dude, wait,
You lazy.
Yeah, dude, think about it. When was the last time you actually jumped?
When I was doing hopscotch.
When I was doing hopscotch.
Back
in the olden days.
You remember box ball?
I remember box ball.
Yeah,
that was the
I
shit,
jumped
dude.
Jumped to get out of the way.
That people cheated so much in that fucking game.
Jumping was cheating.
The snake eyes and the cherry bomb and all that other bullshit. What was that one where you grabbed the ball and just slammed it in the floor and it just flew away and someone had to go grab it in 10 seconds? Was that cherry bomb?
Cherry bomb.
Changing. Sorry.
Face to me.
Oh my god.
I don't understand. I don't know, comrade, but I can say, how often does you jump in real life? And that accent fell apart, but there you go.
It did. But no, it was pretty good. You started off
Initially,
pretty good. You
yeah.
a few times, but no, I'm proud
Initially,
a few times, but no, I'm proud. Good job.
Thanks,
job.
Dad. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna move on to our. Again, this episode's gonna be kind of fucked up. We're gonna move on to our box office tops.
Can you guess what number one is?
Oh yeah, can anyone? No, dude, it's Black Panther.
Dude, I'm still fucking all over that movie right
We
now.
actually,
see it?
yeah, he's seen it.
Twice.
No spoilers.
Nice,
No
dude.
spoilers.
Yeah.
What do you mean
I
no
would say probably a third
spoilers?
time.
No spoilers. Disintegration
Dude,
memes.
if you haven't seen it at this point in time right now, you just
No, come
you
on.
were-
Give
Wait,
it another week.
but Gamora.
I was about to spoil something too, but I was like, but then again,
Yeah,
it's like,
shut up,
you've already seen all
fuckers.
Gamora.
I don't give a shit. All right. Good movie. It's cool seeing the last 18 years of our lives come to a
Bullshit.
somewhat
10
completion.
years.
And now or whatever.
Yeah, 18. What
I
the
don't know. Shut the
fuck?
fuck up. And now we have cool things, especially with the post credit. People were leaving that Marvel
Dumbasses.
because we went to Disney Springs
How
to
they
see the
learn
movie.
nothing.
We went to Disney Springs to see the movie before we started going to the parks. And Tyler, we saw it in a theater with like 300 fucking people. So like it was really
Think it'd be
cool.
a good thing or a bad thing?
It was half and half because you get the perks of being able to like you see a joke that's funny and then you have like 100 people around you laughing at the same time. That like element that being in a movie theater brings, but also you have the cons of like this one lady with her kid that won't shut the fuck up. That's like 3 seats down, or like
I hate
someone
those
that's like
people.
eating out of like a goddamn like Cheetos bag that's like ruffled up, so they're making the absolute most noise they possibly can to interrupt the theater. But it was cool seeing like all these crazy moments and then having it be surrounded by a bunch of people that haven't seen them
you
yet
had the
either.
wow factor, and especially if you got in a theater full of true Marvel fans. Like it's only happened to me like one or two times of all the movies I've seen, but you occasionally will get the fucking kid that starts crying. It's like, why the fuck did you bring this kid to the fucking movie? The kid's not gonna remember the fucking movie. Like they said, my fucking
Oh
money.
my god.
Take him out of the fucking theater.
Sound
before
like
it starts,
Shawn there. Sound like Shawn there.
Well, no, that generally pisses me off. It's like, at least be a responsible adult. You brought the kid there. You fucking take care of your fucking kid before I fucking tell you something. Because I don't want to be that asshole to say something, but at the same time, you're ruining my fucking moment here. Like, this is 10 years of my life. I would not let you take this from me. I would not let you take this from me. Like, it's like, go suck a fucking bag of dicks. Like, I don't fucking care.
We're in the middle.
I have
Caitlyn,
jealous emotional.
We're in the middle of a fucking podcast episode. Caitlyn's showing me memes on Twitter. Stop it.
Is it the gauntlet memes?
No,
I don't
the
feel
God.
so
I've seen so many of those.
There was one that was fucking hilarious where it was Thanos like doing it, and then he starts to disintegrate, and he's like, wait, I didn't think this out.
He's like, shit, I think this.
Yeah, I thought about that. I'm like, well, again, see, that's the thing. That meme in itself is a spoiler.
It's a spoiler, yeah.
I'm still not gonna say anything because I'm.
He's like, shit, I think this through, and he's gone.
All right.
That was so funny. And wait, let me tell you.
I mean, if you are a big enough of a fan of Marvel and you know what Infinity War is, you know what's coming to be. We're not spoiling how anything's happening, or if anything does happen. But if you know about Marvel and you care enough about these films, you understand what is coming. But it's just
in the comics. Like,
yeah.
there's nothing really technically spoiled. It's just how they do it, or if they change something around it though too, because that's what the movie. That's what Hollywood does. But yeah,
it's funny shit, man. The internet is such a wonderful place. So let's get on to our box office tops. What are you doing?
I don't know.
well, what does it sound like I'm doing?
So let's
Oh, he's snapping!
like,
Wait, have you seen that?
stop screaming into the microphone.
Have you seen that
Jesus
thing?
fuck.
Have you seen that thing? It's like,
Oh my god! What thing have I not seen? Tell me.
This episode's such a fucking mess.
Tyler, have you seen those things that's like Infinity War spoilers, but they give you no context? And it's like a donut and
donut.
Squidward.
It's like 10 boxes.
Yeah, it's like Squidward, a donut, snapping. Oh,
Hold on, yeah, I
Ash.
saw that. There's a video I saw. I gotta send you guys after. You guys gotta watch it. It's super funny. But it has something to do with like the little the latex, like the yellow latex glove, like Dexter's mom, and it represents the Infinity Gauntlet. But I'll show you guys afterwards. It's fucking funny.
Okay. All right.
So anyways.
let me do. Okay, so at number 1, for the weekend of April 27th to the 29th. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, we're technically in the next weekend. That's why it's not up yet. Okay, I'm confused. But this was last weekend. In its opening weekend, Infinity War pulled $257 million. By now, today, it's racked up over $1 billion worldwide.
whoa.
It was the fastest movie to reach that point, being 9 days it took to reach $1 billion worldwide, and the previous record holder was 12 days, and I don't know who held it.
Star Wars.
It might have been Star Wars. I know Star Wars still holds the fastest, like the top grossing opening, like, box office weekend. But it's just insane how much money this movie has made, and it's crazy that it's made double what it has domestically foreign. And it hasn't even. I heard it hasn't even opened
like
in
China.
Yeah, it hasn't even
Japan.
opened in fucking China yet. This movie is definitely going to make at least $2 billion. It's going to make a shitload of money.
In Russia, it became the highest grossing movie of all time there.
It's fucking insane. So yeah, that's that. The hype is so real. Again, you've been seeing the memes. You've been seeing everything about Infinity War. It's all over the place. So at number 2, we have A Quiet Place, which it pulled $11 million for the weekend, sitting at a total of $148 million on a budget of $17 million. In its 4th week, again, this is for last weekend. At number 3, we have I Feel Pretty, which is that comedy or whatever, pulled $8 million for the weekend, sitting at a total of $29 million with a budget of $32 million. At number 4, we have Rampage, which made $7 million, sitting at a total of $78 million with a budget of $120 million in its 3rd week. I never thought that movie didn't look good whatsoever. Rampage with The Rock.
Yeah.
I had no want to see that movie.
Looks terrible.
And at number 5, would you believe it? We still have Black Panther pulling $4 million for the weekend, sitting at a total of $700 million domestic in its 11th week.
Like he knows.
And Black Panther in total has pulled $1,336 million. So I wonder how much. There are people talking that Deadpool might get close to what Infinity War pulled. I don't know. Infinity War has made a shitload of money. Although Deadpool is probably going to make a shitload of money too. But how much did the first Deadpool make? It was like, what, $200 million? Over its entire runtime? Something like that? That was just domestic. I don't remember exactly how much it made. It was something around that line. But yeah, so that's the box office. What's going on? All pretty guessable stuff for the most part. And we are recording on a Saturday, so we do not have the information for this weekend that we're currently in. So we have no clue. But definitely interesting stuff. So let's move on to our next. We have our. Actually, because we have the thing. I want to talk a little bit about My Hero.
Oh my god.
We haven't watched the most recent episode, which came out today. But that last episode 40. Was it 40 or 45? I don't know. But the episode where he fights Muscular, which is what everyone's calling him because we don't really know his name yet. That fight, Caitlyn. Like, there was so much intense, like, emotion and, like, badassery in that, like, 15-second span when he goes, like, above and beyond to do that. Like, this show is one of the best shonens I've ever watched. Like, the way that it tells its story and builds its characters and just the story of Deku trying to become the greatest. Well, we know that he's going to become the greatest superhero, but like his path and taking those steps to get there and seeing his character kind of build and who he is as a person is just such a fucking cool story. And on top of that, you have like fantastic animation to go with it and just like truly like butt clenching fucking scenes. Like I was practically standing up when we were watching this entire scene. It was just fantastic. The show is so goddamn good, and it makes sense why it's all over the place. I'm so excited to see more of it. So that's why we need to watch the next episode. We've been driving home all day. We haven't gotten a chance to watch the next episode. But such a good fucking show. Like, holy shit. It's so good. Tyler, you need to watch it. It's really good. God
Do you?
damn. Yeah, you need to, bitch. I'm going to come over and cut your other thumb in your sleep.
Wow.
Savage.
So that's that. It wasn't going to be anything big. We didn't have Shawn here or anybody else, so we're going to move on to our what to look for. So these are some games, you guys, that are actually coming out this week.
Wait a second.
Oh my god, what is this?
What is the
Caitlyn.
video you sent, Tyler?
No, come on, we're in the podcast.
Bro, I said after. Come on now.
Oh, I can't help it.
So, for the games coming out over the course of the next week, we have a few. Something called AO International Tennis. It was originally an Australian and New Zealand, I guess, only game. It's coming to the PS4, Xbox One, and PC May 8th. Conan Exiles is finally coming out of early access, coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC May 8th. Destiny 2 Warmind is coming out to PS4, Xbox One, PC May 8th. And then everyone asks, what's Destiny 2? Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire is coming to PC May 8th. Raging Justice is coming to Switch, PS4. That's the name of my penis, actually. If you guys didn't know that. His name is Raging Justice. Switch is coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC May 8th. We have Tacoma, which originally released on Xbox One and PC, is finally coming to PS4 on May 8th. We have Immortal Redneck is coming to Switch on May 8th. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 is coming to Switch on May 11th. And then we have Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC May 11th. So we got a bunch of games coming out. Does anyone have any intention of picking any of these games up? I think I might pick up. Well, I technically already own Warmind for Destiny 2 on PC because I got the edition that gives you the first two expansions. So I might dabble in that. I can't say how much time I'll spend in it, but I might try it a bit. And then the rest of these I haven't even fucking heard of, besides the name of my penis, Raging Justice.
I might get that.
Immortal Redneck sounds interesting. I have no idea what the hell that is. That's coming to Switch. So, Jesus.
You're right there.
No, I'm not. I'm dying on the inside. So, we're going to move on to our news. We're going to talk about our news real quick before we call it an episode. Jesus. So, first, Tyler's favorite game ever, man. Got Fortnite. Got some news for Fortnite. Yeah, dude, it's your favorite game, right?
I guess so, since you implied it.
Exactly.
So it must be.
Yeah, Tyler is Fortnite's #1 fan. He has every skin and all the battle passes. He spent hundreds of dollars on the game. Indeed.
Over 100 solo. Yep.
Yeah.
Dubs.
Exactly. He actually played a game with Ninja and Drake. So.
Whoa.
He beat them both.
Yeah.
With one hand.
So we have Fortnite's massive success has impacted Call of Duty's publisher. The free-to-play game has had a near-term impact on Activision Blizzard. This is by Eddie Makic of GameSpot. Fortnite is one of the biggest, most popular games on the earth right now. It is so big that it's even impacting the established juggernaut Activision. Management said on an earnings call today that the popular free-to-play game and other battle royale games has taken away something, potentially money or players from Activision properties in the short term. Quote, "We have seen some near-term impact from battle royale." Activision Blizzard management said during a QA this afternoon. The publisher did not say how much of an impact Fortnite and other battle royale games have had on Activision Blizzard's bottom line, or which of its games were most affected. However, it is noteworthy that management would say this at all. Also during the call, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick said Fortnite is helping gaming overall become more popular and mainstream. Activision Publishing President Cody Johnson added that the Battle Royale mode is, quote, contributing to innovation within the industry, going on to say it is helping bring new, younger games to video games. So, interesting stuff. So we have one juggernaut affecting another juggernaut, and Fortnite continues to explode in popularity. They must be... Like, we heard on mobile alone, they're making millions of dollars a day just in sales of in-game, like, transactions. This is such a golden goose that they've stumbled upon, and to see that now it's affecting and pulling players away from Activision's games. Good. It is nice that, like they were saying, it is very large. The game's huge, but it's also cool to see that it is innovating, right? It's pushing, what's it called? Crossplay amongst platforms, so wherever it can. They're keeping the game fresh with updates, and the world that the game's set in, they can do fucking anything from what we've seen with a literal meteor crashing into the map and changing things up. They can do anything with this world with updates, and it would make sense within the universe, which is things like PUBG can't do. So they have stumbled across something so large, they know it, and they're just flooding the game with extra shit that you can buy and things that you can do and changing the way the game plays almost on the daily. That they're just keeping the game fresh. It's always updating. It's always being new, and it's keeping people's attention for the most part right now. So, and I'm sure these big publishers are taking, they're watching, what are they called? They're watching Epic Games closely to see what they continue to do, and they'll probably adapt some of their practices into later titles that we see come out in the future, which is why we've already heard that, again, Black Ops 4 might be having a Battle Royale mode and stuff along those lines. So it is crazy to see that this single free-to-play game is just absolutely destroying all these other massive companies in the terms of income and pulling away players and things like that, and how accessible it is. So it's definitely interesting. We talk about this game a lot, not that much, but we talk about it often, and I don't even fucking play it. Like I'm not a fan of Battle Royale. I've explained why in previous episodes, but in a TLDR, I'm not a fan of sandbox shooters, and that's exactly what Battle Royale preys on. It's like that's the whole point of its gameplay. So that's my opinion on that.
It's okay, Kyle.
Yeah,
one day.
Yeah, one day maybe. We could always play it, dude. Like I'm pretty sure if I add your account, I could play a game on PC with you on your Xbox or PS4. I'm like almost 100% sure. It's funny because I enjoyed the PvE mode, the Save the World mode, for what it was. And then they bring the Battle Royale, and everyone plays that because it's free. I wonder how many people have taken the step over into the Save the World to just play more Fortnite, but in a different way. But it ran like ass originally on the PlayStation 4, so my enjoyment of it was limited because it was just horribly optimized. But I don't have that issue anymore with it being on PC, so I'm thinking what else we got next. So our next article, God of War is the fastest selling exclusive game. This is by Kevin Knezovic of GameSpot, coming to us saying PS4's ambitious God of War reboot has been a huge critical success, and it's likewise turning out to be a commercial one too. Despite its brief time on the market, Sony has revealed that God of War has already hit a major sales milestone. Sony announced that God of War managed to sell 3.1 million copies worldwide in its first 3 days of availability. That makes it not only PS4's fastest exclusive selling game, but also the fastest selling title in the series' history in the UK. Shannon Studstill, the head of developer Sony Santa Monica, shared a personal message with fans on achieving the milestone. Quote, "I would like to personally thank the millions of fans around the world who decided to embark on Kratos' latest adventure with us. We took forward to hearing more about how fans are creating new memories of their favorite God of War gameplay moments that will be remembered for a long time." Unlike previous installments of the series, PS4's God of War focuses on the story of Kratos and his son, Atreus. It also eschews the series' usual Greek mythology trappings for Norse ones and makes some radical changes to the combat system. So, we've talked about this game. Fucking fantastic, but it's nice to see that not only is this game being recognized for how good it is selling incredibly well, and it definitely deserves all of this praise, both critically and commercially, because it's just a fucking quality product. And it's nice to see that Santa Monica is just absolutely sweeping shop with this game. And I'm excited to see what they have next in store for us. I've heard some rumors that the next game might be a prequel leading into the events of God of War 4. So how Kratos got into the Norse world, how Atreus, and I can never fucking pronounce his name correctly, how he came to be, and maybe we'll get a sex scene. Because in all the other God of Wars, he's fucking somebody. There's a part where you fuck somebody in other God of Wars. There's no fucking mini game in this game, Caitlyn.
Oh, well, fuck it. I'm not buying that game anymore.
It's 2 out of 10.
Not a single titty.
Has
Not a
graced
single
my
dollar.
eyesight. So you need 60 titties to buy a full price game, Tyler?
That's what, pretty chicks? Yeah.
Doing the
I'm
math
trying
in
to
his
do
head. Yeah.
30 women
Oh,
need
Jesus.
to be banged. If not, so I mean, I'm with it for the DLC.
Fucking ridiculous. More Fortnite news. We have Fortnite's Meteor hits and the Season 4 update changing the map. Everyone that knows about this game or remotely gives a shit knows about this. I'm mostly doing this so we could put Fortnite in the tags, right? So when people search for Fortnite, we might show up, right? Epic Games has launched a major new Battle Royale update kicking off Season 4 for Fortnite. Recent days have seen smaller meteors crashing down, but the much anticipated impact of the larger comet has been lingering in the sky has finally happened. As a result, the game's map has been revamped pretty significantly, with several new areas added and changes being made to existing ones. So, meteor crashed. It shit out all these little gravity crystals that you can pick up and that make you jump higher. And now we got a few more areas in the game, too, that you could explore while dodging bullets and building to save your life, basically. So, again, like we were saying earlier, they are continuing to adapt this to just maintain the attention span of its community. And I think they're smart. I think Epic Games is what they're doing here. They know they have something big, and they're keeping that attention span. Like what technically kind of what PUBG failed to do. And I don't know how much they had intended to, because of the world that they're set in, it's difficult. I mean, it technically isn't. Like they could easily drop a big update to do all this different shit, but the game takes so long to update. If you have like your community asking for a vaulting mechanic for this entire time and we finally get it and that's what people are excited for, there might be something bigger being the issue here than it just being the game is set in a semi-realistic environment, right? I don't know. It's like they had it for a while and PUBG made a shitload of money, don't get me wrong, but I think their failure to kind of change the game and keep people's attention is why so many people moved on to Fortnite, because there's a bigger variety to the Battle Royale formula than what you would get in PUBG. Jesus. But now you see them, they're adding more things, like they're adding this war mode, which is basically Battle Royale, but you could respawn and shit. But again, I don't follow these games enough to really give you every gritty detail about what's going on with them. So we'll just leave it at that, really. For all you Fortnite players, feel free to hit me up. Tell me my mom's gay. Bada boom, bada bang. I don't know what.
Your sister, Mr.
Damn.
Caitlyn.
Your sister's a mister.
Wow. I'm not.
He got you dirty.
Mm.
So our final article, we have Stardew Valley multiplayer beta is now playable, which is pretty cool. This is Patrick Faller of GameSpot. Stardew Valley is one step closer to bringing multiplayer to the main game, and now players on PC are able to opt into a new beta that allows them to try out co-op play. Developer Concerned Ape has announced version 1.3 is now in public beta, and those who want to try multiplayer can do so by following a few steps. To enable the new beta, right-click in the game. People gotta do this shit. not a fucking YouTube tutorial. In Stardew Valley's new multiplayer, you can host your own farm with up to 3 other friends that could live with you on your farm, and you'll need to either build them cabins or live in or use pre-built ones. Cabins are cheap, so it should be easy to get your friends in the game fairly early. You'll all share the farm, your money, and the world updates, while inventory, skills, and NPC relationships will all be separate. You can choose whether you want your friends on your Steam /GOG list to be able to join, or if you'd like your farm to be invite only, meaning only those with invitations or invite codes will be able to join your server. Concerned Ape is sharing a few other details about multiplayer 2. For instance, you can marry another player. Only the host will be able to pause the game, and to sleep, all players must head to bed and say yes to the dialogue, otherwise the day will not end. Starting a festival worked the same, with all players needed to be at the festival location before it can begin. We get more details for the patch notes on Steam. Concerned Ape says there'll be a new content coming to the single-player game, and it will announce more details about that at a later date. Multiplayer is coming to the consoles as well, with the Nintendo Switch version being the first to get it. So pretty cool stuff. I always thought this would be a really cool idea for Stardew Valley, and I think it'd be a good way to get me back into the game at least. I just need to find other people that want to play it and run a farm with me. Fuck yeah. And then we can like do it. It reminds me of Fable, kind of like when you and me, Tyler, we had our one baby that we named Dark Chocolate because for some reason she was. God. Do you remember that shit, dude, in Fable 3?
Oh, did we finish? I can't remember if we beat the game or not. I think we did, right? I
beat the game. I don't know if you can beat it together, but I remember when we played together.
You beat it together. Fable 3, yeah.
Oh. No, then we didn't.
I think I played it with Tyler also.
Yeah, because I was the only woman of the group, because I always make a female character, so he just passed me around like an STD sandwich.
Yeah.
And I was
you can
trying
also
not to
wear
get
condoms too and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was weird because our baby was black, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I was a little confused.
Yeah. Because I remember that being
sliding around.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking the milkman.
The milkman?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I knew it.
I knew that would be funny.
Fucking Daryl. Yeah, remember us naming our baby Dark Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Chocolate. Those were the times, man. The shit that we did when we didn't have anything else to do. Because wasn't that around the time was that because they made Fallout 3 free, or did we all buy it? I don't even remember.
You mean Fable?
Yeah, Fable, yeah, my bad.
Fallout 3. I think so. I would think so. I remember Fable was one of the first backwards compatible games, I want to say. 2 and 3. Like when they first started that up, but maybe I remember they did some repeats though too for some of those games. Like if you didn't get it the first time, they made it like a second time around, but it was like years down the road. I guess it was like in the demand, I guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm assuming you got it for free somehow, so
yeah, I don't remember if I ever bought it though. But I really think this multiplayer update for Stardew is really cool. Like one thing that I like about these simulation games is the ones that you can play with friends, and the fact that you can literally have a farm that you run with 3 other people. That'd be super cool. And then like everyone working together to do stuff together. I have this game on PC, and I'm definitely going to try this beta out. I don't know anyone else that owns the game, sadly. I might have to ask around, but I'm super fucking pumped to try this out. I'm a big fan of, like, again, multiplayer simulation games, so this will definitely kind of rekindle my love for this game. And the fact that, like, everything... I like when they have simulation games where it's its own... Because that's the way Stardew Valley is. It's its own kind of, like, enveloped world. All the NPCs have their own schedules they follow. There's a season chart that goes through. You plant your crops. You do all this shit. Its own enveloped world. And on top of that, you can have multiple people doing different things each day. And I think that's such a cool idea. Although I could see it being annoying if you're like trying to go to sleep and you have your friend in like BFE trying to mine something. You're like, bitch, just get back so we could all sleep. And then he passes out on the fucking road or something while you're trying to sleep in your house. I could see that becoming an issue, so I don't know how that would work. But it's just, I really enjoyed... I never finished Stardew Valley. I don't even know if you can finish it. But I played probably... The farthest I got was probably around through the first year, and I stopped playing. But I enjoyed it a lot. I own 2 copies of it. One on the Switch and one on the PC. But definitely a really fun game. I used to play it a shitload. Especially like in my downtime at school on Caitlyn's... or my shitty laptop. Not Caitlyn's shitty laptop. This is when I got my new shitty laptop. But that game was a lifesaver because it kept me busy. So yeah, definitely cool stuff. I'm thinking that's probably about it for this episode. We didn't really have a main topic this week, so I don't even know what the hell I'm going to title this thing. I might just do it something Disney related. But we thank you all for tuning in, as you do every week. If you guys are new, we appreciate you sticking with us for this episode. Again, feel free to subscribe to the podcasting service or over on our home base on YouTube where we have other stuff there. We'd really appreciate it, and you'd help us out a lot by doing so. And yeah, shit, we need our outros, and I completely forgot. Tyler, you first. Outro.
Ooh, right off the bat.
Hit him with it.
In Soviet Russia, dick sucks you.
Oh, nice. That sounds like a really dirty porno that I'd watch.
Yes.
And then feel immediately regretful about it afterwards. What about you, Caitlyn?
Have a great week.
You know, you're such a fucking party pooper. You know that?
What?
Yeah, dude.
I'm wishing our viewers a great week.
No, you're a party pooper.
All right.
I would slice your throat with my sickle.
Do it, bitch.
Okay, here we go. And before we go, I shall leave you all with a thought. On average, Americans' favorite smell is banana.